Dodger Baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by BMW. See a Southern California BMW Center today for exceptional offers or visit SoCalBMW.com. 92 degrees, partly sunny skies as the Dodgers look to salvage one of this 4-game series against a Rockies club that's won 5 of their last 6. As you know, the Dodgers have lost 9 in a row, 14 of their last 15. And as the day began, there were 5 games in front of the Washington Nationals in the race for the best record in the National League. The Nationals have already won their game, and San Diego and Arizona will be getting underway when our game gets underway. The Dodgers begin the day 42 over 500 in this, the 143rd game of the season. 92 up and 50 down. The Dodgers are taking the field, and it's going to be Austin Barnes behind the plate today, and he'll be catching for Rich Hill. The Rockies lineup, which has the highest batting average in the league and has more hits than anybody else, second in the league in runs scored, are led by Charlie Blackmon, who has the National League's highest batting average. He has scored more runs than anybody. He has more hits than anybody. LeMahieu's 16-game hitting streak came to an end last night. Arenado has always been hot against his hometown team. Trevor Story in the cleanup spot at short. Carlos Gonzalez has been hot, batting 5th and right. Mark Reynolds at first base. Raimel Tapia is in left field. Tyler Chatwood, the pitcher, is hitting 8th. And Tony Walters is the catcher and batting 9th against the 37-year-old left-hander Rich Hill.
A few starts ago was almost perfect, then had a clunker, and in his last start was solid against the Diamondbacks. 6 innings, 9 Ks. Looking to do something like that here today. The high fastball, only at 90 miles an hour, usually is an optical illusion to hitters because of the outstanding curveball that comes from that same window. Rich, a very competitive guy like all the other starters, trying to get this starting staff on track and let the Dodgers break on top.
Another rugged start last night. Alex Wood, 5 runs and 8 hits in 5 innings. Yu Darvish, 5 runs, 5 hits in 4 1/3. Kershaw, 4 runs, 6 hits in 3 2/3. And so the Dodgers have been playing come-from-behind baseball, and really since the second half of the season, post-All-Star break, Dodger team batting average ranks 13th in the league. So if you get behind early and the Dodgers aren't hitting much, that begins to explain the skid that they're currently in. Again, having said all that, the Dodgers still at 92 and 50 are 42 games over 500, and they've got time to right the ship, to be sure. 20 games left in the regular season, 8 here at home, including this afternoon, and then 12 on the road. Turner and the Dodgers getting ready to go, and Rich Hill about to throw his first pitch in his 22nd start of the year. It's high and inside, 1 ball, no strikes to Charlie Blackmon. So Blackmon, as we mentioned, highest batting average at 340. And he also has career highs in home runs and RBIs, as well as leading the league in runs scored and base hits.
Very even splits against left-handers and right-handers. And he has really carried and started this Rockies offense this series.
A ball and a strike with LeMahieu on deck. 2 balls and 1 strike. When you start talking about MVP candidates, this guy's as good a candidate as anybody this year.
Average, power, premium defense.
13 stolen bases, breaking ball high and inside, 3 and 1. And an on base percentage of .405. And so Hill falls behind. 3 balls and a strike. 92 degrees at game time. The 3-1 is a foul back to the screen, and it's 3-2.
Charlie Blackmon ahead of Justin Turner. Justin number 2 in the National League in batting average, but Justin Turner's on base percentage is higher than Charlie's at about .416.
So you got the top 2 hitters in the National League on display on this Sunday afternoon.
You've got to believe they will both be on base sooner or later.
The 3-2 inside, ball 4. So Blackmon with his 57th walk of the year, as we mentioned, 6th in the league in on base percentage, and he can steal a base.
The respect that Rich Hill shows him and how hot a bat he is swinging right now. Drops down, first hitter of the game, to a sidearm curveball for a 3-2 count. That is some respect.
DJ LeMahieu is the 8th leading hitter in the league. And while he took the collar last night, 0 for 4 and a walk, he saw his 16-game hitting streak come to an end. Hill misses high, 1 ball, no strikes. The Rockies took a 4-0 lead in the 2nd inning last night. And the Dodgers were a run short by the end of the night. 6-5 the Diamondbacks, or rather the Rockies won. The Diamondbacks are at home with San Diego today, and a call strike. 1 ball, 1 strike to DJ LeMahieu.
Dodger offense went 3 runs over 4 games. Then it went for 4 runs and a 1-run loss. And yesterday 5 runs for a 1-run loss. But they are starting to come to life.
1-1. Arenado on deck. Up the middle into center field for a base hit. Blackman will hold at second. And so the relentless Rockies, first 2 runners are aboard.
Walk and a seeing eye ground ball, and this will test your resolve as the Los Angeles Dodgers come into every game with high hopes, but lately those hopes have been dashed very early in the first innings.
Now here's Arenado. In the 3-game series, he's 6 for 11. That's .545. He's also walked 3 times. He's been on base 2/3 of the time.
Boy, did we see a rarity yesterday with him making an error. Throwing error across the diamond.
Well, you see the problems that the Dodgers starters have created for this club. There's a strike. 0-1. Arenado, you see what he's done against left-handed pitching. He's hitting .390 with runners in scoring position and bounces a base hit into center field. So it doesn't take long for the Rockies to take a 1-0 lead. Arenado with the RBI, his 118th.
Shortstop, number 27, Trevor Story.
A total of about 8 hops on the last 2 base hits. Neither one of them goes 180 feet. They're barely hit loud enough to get to an outfielder if they don't charge it. Chris Taylor in on that one. There is no way you'll throw out Charlie Blackmon. The velocity of that ball up the middle was just barely hit, but hit in the right place.
Brings up Trevor Story. 11 pitches into the game, the Dodgers are down a run. Story hit his 20th home run of the season last night. He swings and misses, and it's 0-1.
You cannot change the plan right now if you are Rich Hill. The walk, okay, you kick yourself for that. But after that, ground balls need to start going at people. You'll get 2 outs with them.
No balls and a strike to Story. With his 20 home runs, he's also been struck out 172 times. He fouls it off to the right. And it's 0-2.
Kind of the definition of all or nothing. I've seen hitters like this around the league before. Tremendous power, but with that tremendous power comes a lot of swings and misses.
Hill on the year in 113 innings has struck out 135 batters. He sure could use a punch out here. Breaking ball away, 1-2. After the game, the Dodgers fly north to San Francisco. 3 games with the Giants. Thursday, they'll travel east and play next weekend with the Nationals. Hill misses outside. And then a 4-game series with the Phillies. And then a 6-game homestand, the final 3 games of the regular season. It'll be the Dodgers And the Rockies up in Colorado. The 2-2 is inside and low. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
For a guy who strikes out a lot, that was an outstanding curveball for him to take. Rich Hill threw it exactly where he wanted to. Visually, it was a strike for a long time and ends up in a very tough place to hit, but a good take.
Story prone to strikeout. Let's see if the runners go. They don't. And it's now the bases loaded. And still nobody out.
This is not the way to bring the crowd into the game. A few of the boo birds are already loosening up their lungs.
With Dave Roberts draped over the dugout railing, Rick Honeycutt is going to go out and have a chat with Rich Hill.
17 pitches on a day game, 90 degrees here at Dodger Stadium today. Some bad luck going on out there, but you really need to change the mental approach right here to not get into the here we go again mood, but really decide to fight and push through this.
Well, the Rockies have the highest team batting average in the National League, most hits, second in runs scored. And Hill has faced 4 batters, thrown 17 pitches. A run is in, the bases are loaded, nobody out. And here's Carlos Gonzalez. Cargo's been hot. 10 for his last 21 in his last 7 games, and a home run in each of his last 2. High and inside, 1 ball, no strikes. On the year, Gonzalez 10 home runs and 48 runs batted in with 27 doubles. With Wood starting last night, Cargo got the night off. Now Hill falls behind 2-0. "19 pitches, only 8 strikes. 2 balls, no strikes. Reynolds on deck. Gonzalez pops it up, infield fly rule, and Seager battling the sun. It was an out no matter what, and that's the first out of the first.
The way the Dodger luck has been going, I'm surprised this ball didn't get directly in the sun for Corey Seager. He does an outstanding job fighting that off. We've been through a solar eclipse when the Dodgers were on the road, but that one was very much a sun ball.
Now here's Mark Reynolds. Another one of those all or nothing propositions for the Rockies. 28 home runs. And he fouls it back, 0-1, and 158 strikeouts. Reynolds at 271. And Hill, if he can get out of this inning, giving up just the 1 run, he'd sign right here. He delivers a strike, and it's 0-2.
Well, he has set the table for that outcome right here. When he's thrown balls, they've walked. When he's thrown strikes, they've found holes. But the balls they've hit have been 2 weak ground balls and a pop-up.
And a 1-0 Colorado lead. Reynolds swings and misses. Second out of the first.
A good response from the Rick Honeycutt visit. The pitching coach settling him down, refocusing him a little bit, giving him a little rest, and 2 quick outs here to have a chance to get in the dugout, only down by 1.
Raimel Tapia at 279, couple of home runs and 13 runs batted in. A leadoff walk to Blackman. Isn't it always the way? LeMahieu and Arenado ground singles. Story walked. So the bases are loaded, and Tapia behind, 0-1.
That swing, he will see that pitch again sometime in this at bat. I would think that Rich And Austin Barnes would use the fastball to set that pitch up.
LeMahieu, Arenado, and Story, third, second, and first. Tapia, same pitch, different result, 1-1.
The body posture changed, so he's leaning out over the plate a little bit. Good take. That would tell you that the up fastball, there's a hole for him if he can stay in those same habits. Get a little pop up on a fastball up and in.
2-1. You notice that Turner about even with the bag at third because Tapia runs very well. The Dodgers don't want to allow a bunt that could drive in a run. Tapia spent most of the year AAA Albuquerque. Two balls and a strike with the bases loaded. There's a strike. Now it's 2-2.
The thought is fastball for a strike or breaking ball just off the edge of the plate. Do I want to put myself in a position of possibly having 3-2 count with 2 outs, all the bases moving, or do I want to try and end it right here?
3-2. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. Hill gets out of it. The Rockies come up with a run on 2 hits, leave 3. It could have been a whole lot worse. Bases were loaded and nobody out, and he gave up a run. So the Dodgers feel a little bit better than the way things had initially begun, with Taylor, Seager, and Turner the top third of the lineup today. Bellinger, the second leading home run hitter in the National League. Barnes has been hot, and he is batting 5th. Granderson is in right field. Forsythe, the home run last night. Ethier getting the start in left. Rich Hill pitching and batting 9th against the 27-year-old right-hander, Tyler Chatwood.
Tyler Chatwood has been pitching out of the bullpen, has had some starts. You see there 21, has 28 appearances. This will be his 29th of the year, and manager Bud Black says this is going to be a bullpen day, so he's expected to go 60 to 70 pitches, and they will turn it over to the bullpen. In his last start, pretty solid, but there were 8 relievers behind him in that game.
The Rockies in his 21 starts are 8-13. Chris Taylor to lead it off. He has turned into a first-rate leadoff hitter. Takes a strike, 0-1. Has a .368 on base percentage overall. And the Dodgers, when they've got Taylor, Seager, Turner, and Bellinger batting 1 through 4, have been exceptionally good. Taylor takes inside, 1 ball and 1 strike. When you got the Fab 4, Taylor, Seager, Turner, and Bellinger hitting in that order, the Dodgers are 24-5. Here's the 1-1 into right, and that's Carlos Gonzalez. First out of the bottom of the first.
Shortstop number 5, Corey Seager.
Now Seager coming up at 309. He's the 10th leading hitter in the National League. Justin Turner on deck. Rockies with a 1-0 lead. At the moment, 90 degrees at Dodger Stadium, and Seager with a liner to center field for a base hit. Dodger fans are just looking for something to explode over.
Well, it didn't take long for them to have to cheer Corey Seager. First pitch swinging, line drive to left center. That is pretty much patented Seager.
Now Justin Turner. As we mentioned in the open, you got the 2 leading hitters in the National League out on stage today, and Turner has hit well against the Rockies this year. Takes inside and low, 1 ball and no strikes. Justin Turner, 353, 1 home run, 9 RBIs this year against the Rockies, and he continues his relentless tear against them. First and second with 1 man out.
Middle away, Justin hits for home runs. Inside, he'll hit those line drives like this one. Clears the hips, clears the hands, and gets the barrel on it. Nice piece of hitting.
Now Bellinger. Sitting on 36 home runs, second in the league. He doubled in 3 at-bats, scored a run and walked last night. Seager the tying run at second. Turner leads from first. The shift on the right side of the infield for Cody Bellinger. The Washington Nationals have already won their game. And of course the Dodgers and the Nationals in the race for the best record in the league and home field advantage. Washington with the win today, 87-56. The Dodgers currently at 92-50. Arizona, San Diego, they're just underway in Phoenix. The 2-0. 2 balls and 1 strike. Luis Perdomo is going for the Padres against Robbie Ray. And the Dodgers have seen enough of Robbie Ray for a while.
Seen enough of the Diamondbacks, they've seen enough of the Rockies. They just want to see themselves play the way they have to start this season, really for most of the season. This situation right here has been an exciting one throughout the year since Cody Bellinger has been called up.
So Bellinger with 2 on and 1 out, and the 2-1 pitch. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
4 fastballs he has seen. Chatwood's curveball this year has almost been unhittable. The league is hitting .065 against it, but he hasn't seen one yet.
Bellinger 272 with runners in scoring position. Seager's at second and Turner's at first. Inside, it's 3-2. That's third base umpire Ben Mays, a vacation reliever. He worked balls and strikes last night. Mark Wegner is behind the plate calling balls and strikes this afternoon. So on 3-2 with 1 out, and Austin Barnes on deck. Chatwood to throw his 12th pitch. We'll do it again.
Watching the hitter, watching the pitcher. Cody Bellinger makes him throw it in the strike zone. I don't think Chatwood has anything to get him out. He looks like he's on everything.
Chatwood's 22nd start. He is 6-12. And an ERA of 4.88. So the Dodgers hope they can feast upon him on this Sunday afternoon. On 3-2. Bellinger down on strikes. That's the second out of the first.
98 miles an hour upstairs, right around the letters. 3-2 count, a little bit hesitant, making sure you get a strike, but this one was right at the top of the strike zone and powdered it by him.
Well, the Dodgers haven't had all that many base runners in scoring position during this losing streak, and what few they've had, their batting average is about $1.95. Now Barnes, who's been one of the more consistent clutch hitters for the Dodgers this year, has had a great second half. Takes high and inside, 1 ball, no strikes. Taylor flied to right. Seager single to center. Turner single to left. So you got Seager and Turner at second and first with 2 out. Inside, 2 balls and no strikes.
2 out man at first and second. The Rockies are playing a very shallow infield up the middle. You would think that they would be back to try and knock it down.
Barnes 6 home runs on the year. Takes a strike. And it's 2-1.
Austin with a high quality pinch hit appearance last night. Flew out or lined out to center field. Just killed the ball. Just happened to be at somebody.
This is a young fella not overwhelmed by the moment. He's hitting .346 with runners in scoring position this year, hitting 5th this afternoon. And a slow chopper to short. Force out at second. And that'll end the inning. No runs, 2 hits, 2 left. And after 1, it's the Rockies 1 and the Dodgers nothing. On a hot Sunday afternoon, it's the Dodgers and the Rockies. And the final game of this 4-game series, as Rich Hill got off to a rugged start in the first but worked his way out of it, giving up a run, 2 hits, and leaving 3.
28 pitches. It was a fight, but it was a fight that he didn't come out on top of, but he will take the cut around the eye that he got. Only the 1 run, It looked like he could get a lot worse, but he really bared down after the visit from Rick Honeycutt. Kept the Dodgers close early.
That's been the issue for the Dodgers during this 9-game losing streak, and 14 out of 15. They have fallen behind, and fallen behind big early in games. Last night they were down 4-0 after 2. Hill misses high and away. 1 ball and no strikes. Chatwood has 5 hits. And Bud Black has him batting 8th today.
Had a day here in Dodger Stadium where he had 3 hits all by himself. So Bud Black moving him up.
On 1-1, it's 1 ball and 2 strikes to Tyler Chatwood. Rockies got him in 2011 for Chris Iannetta, who went to the Angels, of course. Iannetta now with the D-backs. And a chopper to third. Backhanded stab by Turner. First out of the second.
The fielder would rather have this ball hit hard. When it's hit like this with the chop, you're trying to figure out how to pick the hop up. Justin says no problem at all. The spin didn't take over, and his hands were very soft.
Brings up Tony Walters, left-handed hitting catcher. Jonathan Lucroy had started the first 3 games of this series, and Walters lines it right into the glove of Turner. There's 2 out.
Only 5 pitches right here, Charlie, so far to get 2 outs. A lot better than that first inning.
Turner didn't have to move a muscle. Now Blackman, who led off the game with a walk and would score the game's only run. First 4 batters against Hill all got aboard. Arenado, an RBI single. But since then, Hill has retired 5 Rocky hitters in a row. Blackman takes a strike, and it's 0-1. Beside hitting .340, the leadoff hitter gets hit in the back. He's also got 34 home runs. And every time you turn around, he's on base some way or another.
He's on base again, but a sidearm fastball to the rump is how he got there this time.
And here's LeMahieu. The Rockies' first 3 hitters in their lineup. Blackman leads the league in hitting. LeMahieu, the defending National League batting champion, and Arenado, who's on deck, leads the majors in RBIs.
One of the benefits of being a pitcher that uses multiple arm angles like Rich Hill, sometimes dropping sidearm can disguise some intentions.
LeMahieu single to center in his first at bat. And he takes high. 1 ball, no strikes. LeMahieu, beside his .314 batting average, has walked 54 times. He's on base about 38% of the time as he takes inside 2-0. That was one of those oh by the way trades a few years back with the Cubs. Ian Stewart had been struggling in Colorado. LeMahieu never was able to find his sea legs in Chicago. Well, the Rockies turned out to be a steal of a deal. 2-1. Colorado's won 5 of 6, and Arenado's made life miserable for his hometown team this weekend. It's 2-2. Tomorrow night in San Francisco, Kenta Maeda and Chris Stratton. Two balls and two strikes. The runner goes. The pitch is foul back and out of play. Oh, by the way, Blackman has 13 stolen bases this year to boot.
Looked like he was going on first move there. They were just taking the risk that Rich Hill would deliver the ball home. If he comes to first, we'll try and beat the exchange from Bellinger to Seager. Left-handed throwing first baseman like Adrian Gonzalez. Cody Bellinger will have a very good angle if that would happen.
Chris Taylor in center is shaded toward right center field, so there's a lot of room up the alley in left center for LeMahieu, who takes inside, gets past Barnes, but did a great job to track it down and limit the damage.
All catchers do the first half. Very few catchers do the second half of this play, which is getting up and getting over there so quickly. Austin Barnes, not the legs of a catcher at all.
3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs in the top half of the second. So Blackman will be off and running with the pitch. There he goes, and a fly ball into right. Here's Granderson drifting back, making the catch, and the inning is over. No runs, no hits, 1 man left. 1-0. We go to the bottom of the second.
TV every night on every device. Watch every out-of-market regular season game live. Plus, get a free subscription to At Bat Premium, the #1 app for live baseball. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.tv for details.
Meanwhile, back in Phoenix, the Padres and the D-backs are scoreless, playing in the second inning. Here it's 1-0 Colorado. We go to the bottom of the second with Granderson, Forsythe, and Ethier coming up. Granderson, 1 ball and no strikes. Granderson, good numbers against Chatwood in his career. Takes low, 2 balls and no strikes. Tyler Chatwood has been a struggle for him this year. And Granderson will beat the throw. That was some play by Story just to make it as close as it was.
Ranging, spinning, throwing. Granderson hustling out of the box, striving to make it, and looks like he does.
Padres have just scored a run in the top of the second in Arizona. They've got a 1-0 lead. The Dodgers' magic number over the D-backs is 11. Logan Forsythe coming up. Forsythe at 2:30 hit his 5th home run of the season last night in the 9th inning that got the Dodgers back to within 1. And Forsythe takes a strike, 0-1. Ethier on deck. Forsythe looking down at third base coach Chris Woodward. Might there be a play on? No balls and 1 strike. Into right center. And Blackman makes the play. With the sun being what it is, he's got a better route to the ball at this time of day than the right fielder Gonzalez does.
A lot of communication and a lot of help. Choosing the best angle to catch the ball.
1 out, 1 on, and here's Andre Ethier. With a pinch hit home run last night. "12 years with the Dodgers. Getting the start this afternoon, but his 12th at-bat of the season. Ethier awaits. Since the Dodgers moved to Los Angeles in 1958, only Shawn Green has hit more home runs from the left side for the Dodgers than Andre Ethier. Green 162 home runs. Ethier has 161. Go down to first base, and back easily is Granderson.
Take a look at the Carl's cam for that 161st home run. Now 1 behind Shawn Green. Andre Ethier has lapped Willie Davis and Adrian Gonzalez as far as totals. Now looking at Mr. Green in his sights.
Ethier on 1-1. 1 ball, 2 strikes. So Shawn Green 162, Ethier 161, Willie Davis 154 home runs. These are left-handed hitters with home runs for the Dodgers since '58. Gonzalez 100, and then there's a fellow named Bellinger who's already got 36. On 1-2.
Most impressed with Andre Ethier, understanding that he has a part-time role here, trying to push to be on the playoff roster like he did last year. But around the batting cage, grinding his swing to every detail like he is starting and going to get 600 at-bats in the year. Very impressive professional work ethic.
1-2 with Granderson leading off first. Two balls and 2 strikes. Nice job by Walters.
If anybody was going to take it easy and had an excuse to just kind of have a month of a swan song and play out the string, it would be Andre Ethier, but he is grinding it like he's in his prime. And he's going to be here for another 15 years.
Ethier, couple of hits in 11 at-bats. Again, 2 years ago, he lines up base hit into left field. Now, you remember a few years ago, the Dodgers acquired Jim Thome late in the year for that late inning threat coming off the bench in the postseason. Might Ethier be auditioning for that role?
Again, yes, and the pulse and the blood pressure doesn't change with Andre Ethier. And what hasn't changed at all, like I mentioned slightly earlier, is the work ethic. The attention to detail.
Now here's Rich Hill. He has one sacrifice. Three hits and two of them came in one game against the Padres. Hill squares. No balls and a strike.
Almost, just didn't get the bat out front, and then when it's not out front, plus he tried to deaden it and get it directed to third, made it go foul. A little more aggressive with the square around. Should execute a very good bunt on a pitch like that.
Arenado was playing back. So if there was a bunt down the third base line, it would be Chatwood's to try to get it. As Hill swings and fouls it off. And Kelly Tennant nearly got clocked down there. Be careful, Kelly. Incoming. No balls and two strikes to Rich Hill. With Chris Taylor on deck. Here's the 0-2. Hill down on strikes. That's the second out of the second inning. So the Dodgers had first and second with one out. In the first, came up empty. First and second with one out, and now there's two gone here in the second. So they've had some opportunity, and now it's up to Chris Taylor, who flied to right in his first at bat. Taylor's at .301 with 19 home runs, 66 runs batted in. And he drills one right into the glove of Nolan Arenado. Right on the schnoz and nothing to show for it. No runs, two hits, two left. 1-0 Rockies as we go to the third. What a bullet.
It's no question that there has been so much damage from hurricanes all over the world, and we've seen so many athletes stepping up over the last week, and Yasiel Puig is now one of them. His Wild Horse Foundation stepping up and getting items donated in Hawthorne. You can go ahead and go to Hawthorne to help with the relief in Cuba. They're taking everything from diapers and wipes, toothpaste, toothbrushes, bleach, dish soap, tube socks, pet food, protein bars, all of that going through the Wild Horse Foundation directly to Cuba, and we urge everyone to help if they can.
Absolutely, and Kelly, watch out for those low-line drives in your neighborhood. Nolan Arenado takes a ball to begin the third inning, and the Rockies with a 1-0 lead. Arenado a single to center, and his first at-bat knocked in his 118th run of the season. It'll be Arenado, Trevor Story, and Carlos Gonzalez here in the third. The Dodgers have had 4 hits and have left 4 on base. Hill struggled in the first inning, but got out of a bases loaded, nobody out situation. Arenado takes high, 3 balls and no strikes.
The game is not fair. The Rockies have only hit 1 ball hard. Dodgers have hit 4 balls hard, but they are up 1-0.
Arenado 7th in the league with 31 home runs. Takes a strike, and it's 3-1. And leads the majors with 118 runs batted in. It's also 4th in the league with 168 hits. Here's the 3-1. To left and deep. Ethier looks up, and Arenado has hit another one out. He has been scorching the Dodgers this weekend. He is 7 for 13. And that's his 6th home run of the year against the Dodgers. The Rockies have a 2-0 lead.
Number 27, Trevor Story.
You take a look at pitch cast and what the location of this home run was, and I gotta believe it was up almost above the strike zone. It was on the top there. Arenado with his 2nd hit of the day, won a weak ground ball base hit, and that a solid fly ball home run. But the Rockies up 2-0.
Arenado 3 hits last night, had 1 on Friday night, 2 on Thursday night, including a home run. He doesn't just come home for the cooking. Trevor Story takes a strike, and it's 0-2. Carlos Gonzalez on deck. And the 0-2. Line to left. Ethier makes the play.
No panic from Andre Ethier at the plate, and no panic in left field. Outstanding sliding catch as he reads the trajectory of that ball as it comes down into his glove. Curtis Granderson applauds. Looks like he's getting an ovation all around the field from his teammates.
1 out here in the third, and Gonzalez, no balls and a strike. With the bases loaded in the first inning, Gonzalez popped to short, infield fly rule. Cargo takes outside. Gonzalez 10 home runs and 48 runs batted in. Hitting just .207 against lefty pitching as Hill misses way outside. Hill in search of his 10th win of the year. Down 2 in the third. Now 3-1. Mark Reynolds is on deck. Into left center. Taylor's got it. There's 2 out.
Number 12, Mark Reynolds.
Now here's Reynolds, a strikeout victim in his first at bat. With his 28 home runs and 89 runs batted in, he has been struck out 159 times. Here's a breaking ball for a strike, and it's 0-1. Into center, Taylor going back. He's got room. That's going to do it. The Arenado home run, his 32nd of the year, as Colorado up by 2. The third inning, and here is the Land Rover Performance Spotlight. Until a couple of weeks ago, the Dodgers were hitting and they were pitching and they were hitting in the clutch. During the 9-game losing streak, well, not so much, averaging barely 2.5 runs per game. Besides losing 9 in a row, it's been 14 out of 15. So they're looking to right their ship on this Sunday afternoon before getting out on the road. Seager single to center in his first at bat. Turner on deck and Bellinger to follow. Sliced foul, and it's 0-2. Seager with his first inning hit, batting .310. Charlie Blackmon plays as shallow a center field against the Dodgers as anybody we've seen all year. Seager down on strikes, and for Chatwood, his third strikeout of the game.
Number 10, Justin
Tyler
Turner.
Chatwood has had very odd splits throughout his career. Last year, he had a 6.12 ERA at home in Colorado. That can be believed because it's a tough place, but his ERA at home on the road was 1.69. This year, not as drastic. Still an ERA at home at 6.25 and on the road 3.66.
The Rockies on the road this year are 2 games over 500. Now that's a big deal. Turner takes inside, 1 ball, no strikes. Because ever since the Rockies came into existence, they've had a grand total of 1 winning record on the road. About 10 years ago, and they were a game over 500. So whatever success they have had through the history of their franchise has been either at Coors Field or going way back to Mile High Stadium. 1 ball, 1 strike to Turner. Turner a single to left in his first at bat, lifting his average to 329. 11 points behind the National League's leading hitter and the Rocky center fielder, Charlie Blackmon. The dueling beards.
They got to be hot today. 88 degrees now. It's cooled off a couple degrees since the first pitch.
Yeah, the Arctic front is blowing through. Here's the 1-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Justin Turner. With Bellinger on deck and the Dodgers down by 2. Diamondbacks and the Padres tied at 1, top of the 3rd in Phoenix. And Turner to second. LeMahieu, a Gold Glover. There's 2 gone.
Number 35, Cody Bellinger.
Now Bellinger coming up. With first and second, 1 out in the first inning, he struck out swinging. At the All-Star break, the Dodgers were second in the National League in runs scored. Since the All-Star break, they're 13th in runs scored. So the offenses seen the vaudevillian trapdoor open up on them. Bellinger takes inside, 2-0. Two balls, no strikes to Cody Bellinger. Now 3-0. Austin Barnes on deck. Barnes hitting 5th as Bellinger takes a walk. First one given up by Chatwood, 2 out here in the 3rd.
Austin Barnes.
Now here's Austin Barnes, who bounced to short in his first at-bat. Been a breakout year for Austin Barnes. Last year he was trying to figure out, did he truly belong at the big league level? Now there's no longer any doubt. Been flirting with 300 all year, and on base percentage of better than 400 as he takes inside. 1 ball, no strikes.
Two outs, man on first. Cody Bellinger might decide to take off over there. The Dodgers want to be aggressive, try and create a run here with 2 outs.
If Bellinger's not the fastest base runner the Dodgers have, then it's probably Chris Taylor. And Bellinger has stolen 9 out of 12. Rockies with the 2-0 lead. Barnes 6 home runs and 32 runs batted in. Takes low and outside. 2 balls, no strikes. Granderson on deck. Bellinger leads. Barnes takes a strike. It's 2-1. Padres hitting in the top of the 3rd, tied with the Diamondbacks at 1 in Phoenix. After this afternoon, 19 games left in the regular season. 7 at home, 12 on the road. Now the 2-1. High and inside. 3 balls and 1 strike. 3 in San Francisco, 3 in Washington, 4 in Philadelphia. The 3-1. Barnes takes up and in. Back-to-back walks with 2 out. Dodgers, for the 3rd consecutive inning, have 2 runners aboard. Dodgers had 2 on with 1 out in the first, came up empty. 2 on with 1 out in the second, came up empty. Now they've got 2 on with 2 out in the third. Granderson split the seam of the shift on the right side of the infield in the 2nd inning. So Granderson looking for his 2nd hit. Takes low and outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Logan Forsythe is on deck. Bellinger and Barnes at 2nd and 1st. They both got good speed. 1-0 to Granderson. Into center. Blackman is there. That'll do it. No runs, no hits, 2 walks, 2 left. We head to the 4th. 2-0 Rockies. Brought to you by the all-new 2017 Chrysler Pacifica, the new benchmark of minivans. Hazy sunshines on this Sunday afternoon at Dodger Stadium, 89 degrees. We head to the 4th, and the Rockies with a 2-0 lead. Rich Hill gave up a run on 2 hits in the first. First 4 batters got aboard, and he was able to limit the damage. Arenado's 2 for 2 today, including a solo home run in the 3rd. And the Dodgers have had 2 runners on board in each of the first 3 innings, unable to cash in. Raimel Tapia, Tyler Chatwood, and Tony Walters will hit for the Rockies. The Rockies in the race for the wild card, 3 in front of Milwaukee and St. Louis. Tapia, it's a strike, 0-1. Arizona hitting in the bottom of the 3rd. Luis Perdomo going for the Padres today. They're tied at 1. As Hill misses outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. Tapia struck out in his first at bat. And it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Hill has struck out 2, walked 2, and hit a batter, and given up that home run to Arenado. Tapia with a base hit into center field. So in the first 4 innings, 3 of the 4 leadoff hitters have gotten aboard.
We'll have to keep an eye on Tapia's speed over there at first. Rockies have shown a tendency to run. Charlie Blackmon attempted to steal, but it was a foul ball.
And Tapia has stolen 5 out of 7 at the major league level. He had 12 steals at AAA, where he hit .369 this year. Now Chatwood has 6 sacrifice bunts. Hill misses outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Tony Walters is on deck. Each team with 4 hits, but the Rockies have 2 runs. 2 balls, no strikes to Tyler Chatwood. Chatwood 5 hits and 6 sacrifice bunts this year. Two balls and 1 strike. A couple of dying arts, bunting and hit and runs.
Hit and run has sabermetrically kind of been taken out of the game, but the bunting should not be for pitchers especially. Yeah, you could see the regulars, the sacrifice has gone away predominantly, but for pitchers, they should be able to get this done.
3 balls and a strike.
Cardinals sin to walk someone who is trying to give away an out at the plate. Rich Hill not trying to do that in a 3-1 count, but right here really needing to throw a strike.
Next pitch is 66th. Caught by Barnes. And a double play. Or is it? No.
When the ball was caught, if it was ruled caught by Austin Barnes, Tapia might have been still standing on first, so then he tagged and went to second.
Now Dave Roberts wants an explanation.
If the ball was not caught by Austin Barnes, then it would just be a force out at first, and Tapia moved up on the sacrifice. That ball is caught by Austin Barnes. Now the catch is now at the final moment of it, so Tapia could have left first base early. Let's take a look. Remember, it's not now when he touches the glove. He's there. Okay, Tapia never tags. That's a double play.
And the 4 umpires talking about it now.
The ball is caught cleanly at home. Tapia is never back to first base, never tags. And they can replay this all they want to watch to see if this ball hits the ground, but it's never used any other equipment. He didn't brace it against his chest protector. I think it's a double play.
And so does home plate umpire Mark Wegner, who clenches his fist. Tapia clenches his lower lip, and it's a double play. And now Bud Black wants to make sure that that's exactly how they saw it.
Well, the umpires did not deke Tapia because Mark Wegner waited until he saw Austin Barnes cleanly catch the ball on the second attempt. His fist went in the air for out. Tapia never then retreated back to first to tag up. So then when the ball was thrown down to first by Austin Barnes to Logan Forsythe, Logan Forsythe's foot was on the bag at first. The fist went up by first baseman Lance Barrett, and that was recording the double play. here is the end of it.
You can't blame Tapia. I mean, he was in no man's land. Did he catch it? Didn't he catch it?
Well, Tapia should go back to first base as soon as the attempt on the pop-up is there, because you're hung out the drive. So you're only going to, because of a bad bunt, the worst thing you can do is have one runner on still. But he ran himself into a double play.
So with 2 out, Tony Walters coming up. He lined to third in his first at-bat. So there's 2 out now. Walters at 237, still looking for his first home run. Two balls and no strikes.
Lost in that whole play is the compliment of Austin Barnes and his quickness to catch that pop-up. We've seen him block the ball and quickly get over to get it so that a runner couldn't advance, and now we've seen him catch a pop-up about 15-20 feet in front of home plate with 2 tries and not letting it drop.
The speed and reflexes of a second baseman. 2-2 to Tony Walters. The Rockies catcher has struggled offensively all year, and he just gets a piece of it. Extends the at-bat to at least another pitch. Rockies with a run in the first, a run in the third. A 2-0 lead with 2 out in the top of the fourth. Top of the fourth in Arizona. Padres and Diamondbacks tied at 1. Dodger lead over Arizona is 10. The magic number is 11, and Walters is literally down on strikes. Austin Barnes with a sparkling play to highlight the top of the fourth. 2-0 Rockies.
A Spectrum Sports Championship Drive Scholar Athlete and receive a $2,500 college scholarship. Go to SpectrumChamp.com now for more information.
Logan Forsythe to lead it off for the Dodgers on this 90-degree hot Sunday afternoon at Dodger Stadium. Forsythe flied to center in his first at-bat. Congratulations to Dusty Baker and the Washington Nationals with their 3-2 win over the Phillies today. They clinched the Eastern Division. And at the moment, with that win, Washington just 4.5 behind the Dodgers for best record in the National League. To right field and deep, Carlos Gonzalez is there. First out of the fourth brings up Andre Ethier.
Number 16, Andre Ethier.
Ethier with a single to left in his first at-bat. Rockies 2 runs and 4 hits. The Dodgers no runs and 4 base hits. Dodgers have had 2 base runners aboard in each of the first 3 innings. Ethier takes a breaking ball for a strike. No balls and 2 strikes. You had a look at Zach Roskup warming in the Colorado bullpen. There he is.
Bud Black said that Chat would probably go about 60 to 70 pitches here on a hot day coming out of the bullpen.
And this is his 56th. Harry Black Jr. His old man played hockey. Well, here's Ethier 2 for 2. So the Dodgers have had at least 1 base runner aboard in each of the first 4 innings.
Last 3 at-bats for Andre Ethier, as rare as they come right now, have been a home run, a base hit, and a base hit. He's making a push for the October roster.
Hill has 1 sacrifice bunt on the year. He attempted a sacrifice in his first at-bat and struck out. Rocks 2-0 in the bottom of the 4th with Taylor on deck. No balls and 1 strike to Rich Hill. No balls and 2 strikes. As we get closer and closer to the postseason, small ball becomes a more important facet of a team's game. Well, Hill down on strikes for the 2nd time, and that's 4 strikeouts for Chatwood, 2 out. Once you get to the postseason, it's all about real estate, 90 feet at a time. Right-hander Carlos Estevez and Zach Roskup are warming now in the Rocky bullpen. Chris Taylor. He's 0 for 2. He lined out in his last at-bat. A scorcher into the glove of Nolan Arenado.
You mentioned postseason. Andre Ethier postseason last year. Fans might forget, but he joined the roster late. He was 1 for 2 in the division series, and then in the league championship series, 1 for 4, 2 runs, and one of that one hit was a home run. So don't count him out of this picture.
No balls, 2 strikes to Chris Taylor.
A lot of competition now for that bat, that left-handed bat off the bench in the playoff roster. Could it be Jock Peterson if he's not starting? Could it be Andre Ethier? Could it be Adrian Gonzalez? We're for sure going to see Chase Utley on the roster.
After that, you can make a pretty good case for all of them. But Utley is a sure thing, you would think. Here's the 0-2. Call strike 3. Taylor is done. That ends the inning. So the Dodgers have left now 7 men on base and have been held scoreless through 4. For the Rockies, and time now for the Unlimited Baseball break, brought to you by T-Mobile. Well, Charlie Blackmon leads the Western Hemisphere in practically everything. Hits, total bases, triples, runs, and runs created, which means he gets on base a lot. Well, he leads the league with 127 runs scored. He's 6th in the league with a .405 on base percentage, has more hits than anybody and the highest batting average in the National League. And today he's been on base twice. He's walked and took one on the fanny. On base percentage of .407. And he takes a strike. It's 0-1. Blackmon 2 hits last night, 1 for 4 on Friday, 2 hits, 3 walks on Thursday night. Hill quickly gets ahead, 0-2. Josh Fields beginning to warm up in the Dodger bullpen. There he is.
Josh probably up for Arenado and Story.
One ball, 2 strikes to Charlie Blackmon. And there's Arenado, who has made life miserable for the Dodgers this year, and this weekend in particular. To left, long run for Ethier, can't quite reach it.
Might not be as quick as he used to be, but the effort is still at the highest level, and he will figure out a way to get it done.
And he certainly knows how to play left field here. and center field and right field. He's played all three positions in his 12-year career with the Dodgers.
Well, years back, the articles were always written about who's going to get the playing time in the outfield, and it's a clogged outfield, and Andre sometimes would be out of that mix on a consistent basis, but he was always the one every year to rescue the outfield as far as production, take over center field.
He was the go-to guy. The 1-2 is inside, 2-2.
Coming out of spring, a lot of times he was the guy that was kind of left out, kind of like the Chris Taylor story. Always on the roster, of course, and a big component of the team, but a little lacking in the playing time. But by mid-year, he was the man in the outfield.
This just in, Charlie Blackmon has made an out. Fourth strikeout of the game for Hill, and the first out of the fifth inning.
Sweeping breaking ball. If you remember the at-bat before, a sidearm fastball caught him in the fanny. So that would be an effective pitch with that breaking ball there, getting him to bail a little bit and not reach it.
Goldschmidt a home run in the fourth inning, and Arizona's got a 2-1 lead over the Padres. Hill misses outside to LeMahieu. 1 ball, no strikes. LeMahieu took the collar last night. That was news. He had a 16-game hitting streak come to an end. 1 ball and 1 strike. Didn't take long for him to get back in the saddle. He singled to center field in his first at-bat this afternoon. Then he flied to right. Arenado on deck. One ball, 2 strikes to DJ LeMahieu. The Rockies, who'd been slumping a bit, have won 5 of their last 6. The 1-2 on the way. Call strike 3. 5th strikeout for Hill. 3 strikeouts in a row. 2 out, nobody on in the 5th. And Arenado coming up. Arenado at Dodger Stadium this year. 4 home runs, 10 runs batted in, hitting .438. This afternoon, a single and the home run, and a curve for a strike. It's 0-1. .32 home runs, 119 runs batted in.
Arenado fouls the ball. I think fouls it off his own foot, and then the backswing comes around and catches Austin Barnes. A lot of activity around home plate on this particular pitch. Off the leg, the bat. Everybody getting hit. The ball, Arenado's foot, and Austin's head.
You all right? Yeah, I'm fine. So you got Arenado from Lake Forest, Barnes from Riverside. And in a very exclusive company among the best players in the game. Nolan Arenado on 0-2. When he won his Gold Glove in his rookie year, now 5 years ago, Dodger fans were irate. Juan Uribe should have won the Gold Glove. You can't give it to a rookie. Well, they did, and he ain't giving it back. And it doesn't look like he will for another 10 or 15 years. Uribe had a great year that year. To routine right, Granderson. And a 1-2-3 inning for Rich Hill at the halfway mark. Colorado 2-0. Southern California Toyota dealers. Toyota's clearance countdown is on. Get huge savings on the last of the 2017 Corollas. As we head to the bottom of the fifth, it'll be Seager, Turner, and Bellinger. The Dodgers still looking for their first run. Rich Hill and bench coach Bob Guerin. Hill has struck out 5, walked 2. 2 runs, 4 hits for the Rockies. And that's the first out of the bottom of the fifth on the first pitch to Corey Seager.
Third baseman, Justin Turner.
It looked like the leash was starting to get tight on Tyler Chatwood. A long conversation with Bud Black in between innings when he came in. Looked like they were kind of laughing it up tongue in cheek, something you usually don't do with a pitcher that's still in the game, but he is.
He's got a 2-0 lead. He has struck out 4, walked 2. He's given up 5 hits, including 1 to Turner, who singled to left in his first at bat. No balls and a strike to Justin Turner. Bellinger on deck. Dodgers have already left 7 men on base this afternoon. 2 in the first, second, and third, 1 in the fourth inning. As Turner takes a strike, it's 0-2. Turner not in agreement with Mark Wegner, the home plate umpire.
Tony Walters did a nice job framing that pitch. He snatched it and brought it up a little bit. An illusion of a strike.
1-2 to Justin Turner. 19 home runs, 65 runs batted in. And at .328, the second leading hitter in the league. To short. That's Trevor Story. Throwing low and dug out by Reynolds.
First baseman, Cody Bellinger.
Now Bellinger, who has struck out and walked. And Tyler Chatwood pitching his best game in a long time. He was really struggling. He was banished to the bullpen. Came into the game with an ERA of .488. And today he has scattered 5 hits. Bellinger's been quiet. Takes high and away, 1 ball, no strikes. A double and a walk in 3 at-bats yesterday. Bellinger was 0 for 5 on Friday night. Bellinger at .258. .268. The 2-0. 2 balls and 1 strike to Cody Bellinger.
Cody has seen 3 2-0 counts today. First one ended up in a strikeout. The one he battled and battled and battled and ended up walking. Here swings through the 2-0 pitch.
Now it's 2-2. Two out, bottom half of the fifth. Count is full with Austin Barnes on deck. The shift for Bellinger on the right side. And he fouls it off to the left. Only Nolan Arenado on the left side of the infield. You see that high sky. Clouds off in the distance. 88 degrees on this Sunday afternoon. The Dodgers looking to heat up on their own. Here's a 3-2 to first. Reynolds to Chatwood. And the Dodgers go quietly. We'll go to the sixth. Rockies 2-0.
The Rockies. So it's no secret that the Dodgers' plans have not gone as they wanted, but they decided to change things up a little bit. As much as they're focusing on the routine and the day-to-day and staying with the same things that have worked for them all season long, they decided that they're going to change things up in the clubhouse, when they're in the dugout. So Adrian Gonzalez went ahead and took out the lineup card yesterday. Dave Roberts saying that some of the guys are changing up their routines. Cody Bellinger even told me they had Japanese salt in the dugout last night. So I'm not sure what that was doing or what kind of luck that was supposed to bring, but they are trying to freshen things up and keep things a little bit lighthearted with their spirits as things don't go as planned.
And Kelly, before the game today, Tommy Lasorda made an appearance in Dave Roberts' office, went around from player to player. And I was going to say, gave him the Rockney speech. No, he gave him the Lasorda speech.
For sure.
Josh Fields has been terrific this year. This is his 51st appearance with an ERA of just a shade over 3, 52 strikeouts in 50 innings. Trevor Story swings and misses, 1-1. It'll be Story, Carlos Gonzalez, and Mark Reynolds here in the sixth. Rockies with a run in the first inning, a run in the third. Arenado, a home run today. What else is new? Story is 0 for 2 this afternoon. Hit a home run and a double last night. On 1-2. Story on the year has 20 home runs and 67 runs batted in. But he has also struck out 172 times. The 1-2, 173.
Here's your chance to have a slice of blue heaven. Join the 2018 Dodger family by signing up now for season seat or mini plan wait list. Registered fans will be contacted by a Dodger season ticket representative on a first-come, first-served basis. Visit Dodgers.com/season tickets or call 866-DODGERS today.
Carlos Gonzalez is 0 for 2. Kershaw will pitch on Tuesday. To left. Ethier looking up. And it's one hop off the wall. And Carlos Gonzalez with his 28th double of the year.
First baseman Mark Reynolds.
A well-placed humpback line drive slicing down the left field line. Andre Ethier no chance to get this ball. Carlos Gonzalez a little surprised on where it ended up. Routine double.
Gonzalez hit a home run to left on Friday night.
The first inning.
And he's a very interesting free agent study. He's up after this year. He has had great numbers in Colorado. Does that translate? Should he go somewhere else? How well does he hit against left-handed pitching? He's as good a defender as there is in the outfield. Who needs outfielders?
His agent will be asking.
One out, one on. Reynolds 0 for 2. He struck out and flied to center. Each team with 5 hits. The Rockies 2-0. Reynolds 28 home runs. Fouls it over our heads. Reynolds was a last-minute addition for the Rockies when Ian Desmond went down. Got hit by a pitch in spring. Reynolds still available. And he's turned in a really solid year. One ball and 2 strikes to Mark Reynolds with Raimel Tapia on deck.
His early production and then continued production made the Rockies really juggle their roster. He was going to be a part-time player once the health came back to the team, but no. Keeps on chucking away.
Gonzalez at second base with 1 out. To third. Turner throws him out.
Nolan Arenado wasn't in the league. Justin Turner would be your leading candidate for the Gold Glove, and he still will get some votes. This is an unbelievable play. This last hop just takes off on him, side saddles it to get a good view of it, and a strong throw to Cody Bellinger to record the out.
It's a second nice play turned in by Turner at third base today. Rob Chatwood of a base hit back in the second inning. And that would appear to be the end of the line for Josh Fields. Luis Avalon is on his way in when we come back.
Giants beginning at 7:10 p.m. Stay after the game and enjoy Friday night fireworks presented by Denny's. The Pyro Mix will be set to Tommy Lasorda's favorite hits in celebration of his 90th birthday. Visit Dodgers.com/promotions.
Luis Avalon now on in relief for the Dodgers in his 57th appearance. An ERA of a shade over 3. Opponents hitting .263. 48 strikeouts in 41 2/3 innings. The lefty-lefty confrontation. Raimel Tapia is coming up. Tapia is 1 for 2. Fields goes 2/3 of an inning. Strikes out a batter, gives up the double. But Carlos Gonzalez is still at second base. And again, as difficult as it's been for the Dodgers to score runs, we're just in the 6th. It's a 2-run game, but this is a big batter. Into center, Taylor is there to make the catch. And that ends the inning and saves a run. No runs and 1 hit. Got Barnes, Granderson, and Forsythe coming up in the bottom of the 6th as Taylor saves a run.
Back in the 4th, Austin Barnes, after a Tapia base hit, he's at first being sacrificed by Chatwood, but it doesn't turn out to be a sacrifice. Turns out to be an outstanding play by Austin Barnes. Cat-like reflexes, double clutches and catches the ball cleanly, doubles up Tapia, who was hung out to dry, made a base running error, and the Dodgers capitalized on it and shut that inning down.
Now this is what you call production. Austin Barnes just happens to be leading off in the bottom half of the 6th. Nothing gets past Rose. Carlos Estevez now on in relief for the Rockies in his 26th appearance. High ERA and a high opponent's batting average. Let's see what the Dodgers can do against him. Dodgers have been held to 5 hits. They've left 7. Barnes has walked and bounced out. Takes a strike, nothing in 1. Barnes, Granderson, and Forsythe to hit in the 6th inning. In the hole into left field for a base hit. Austin Barnes, a leadoff single in the 6th inning. Padres in the top of the 6th are tied with the Diamondbacks 2-2 in Phoenix. Robbie Ray is still in there for the D-backs. Granderson, an infield hit, and he's flied to center. He's a tying run at the plate. No balls, 1 strike to Curtis Granderson.
Curtis going to have to figure out how to straighten those hard hit balls out. He is peppering the right field side of the diamond, but foul throughout this homestand.
They don't have the shift on for him, but they play him as a pull hitter. Story shaded toward second base from his shortstop spot. Oh, 0-1 to Granderson. No balls and 2 strikes. Granderson with the Dodgers is 8 for 69. Four of the 8 hits are home runs. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Estevez out of the Dominican Republic. He's 24. And the 1-2. Granderson looking to bust out, and the Dodgers sure could use him now. On the year, 23 home runs, 4 with the Dodgers. And the 1-2. Strike 3.
Second base.
First strikeout for Estevez, and Logan Forsythe coming up. Estevez was signed by the Rockies as an international free agent 6 years ago. So he has worked his way through the system and made his major league debut last year against the Dodgers. Forsythe has flied to center. He's flied to right. Home run in the 9th inning last night, his 5th of the year. At 96, it's 0-1. Ethier on deck. One ball, 1 strike.
Andre Ethier has been the Dodgers' best hitter over the last 24 hours. Home run last night in a pinch hit appearance, and been doing very well here today with a couple of base hits.
1 ball and 1 strike. Arenado. LeMahieu. 5-4-3 double play, and that is that. No runs and a hit. We'll go to the 7th. 2-0 Rockies. Now a look at the Coors Light cold hard facts. Winning streaks. The Dodgers have had one of 10 and one of 11. But the 1916 Giants with Christy Mathewson among others, a 17-game winning streak and a 26-game winning streak. They lost 8 in a row. Astros in 69 lost 8 in a row. And the Dodgers riding a 9-game losing streak, their longest in 25 years. We're going to put an end to that nonsense this afternoon. By the way, the Dodgers have played so far in this series 33 innings, and they have scored in 4 of those innings. They've been shut out today. Scored 3 in the 4th and 1 in the 5th last night. Scored 4 runs in the first inning on Friday night and 1 run in the 4th inning on Thursday night. Outside of that, nothing but zeros. The prodigal son returns home. Pat Valaika takes a strike. It's 0-1. Tony Walters on deck, and then Charlie Blackmon. Avalon quickly ahead, 0-2. J.D. Martinez has just hit a home run, and the Diamondbacks now have a 3-2 lead on the Padres. After 6 in Phoenix. Fair ball. Boy, is Barnes quick from behind the plate.
He has a quick bat. As far as when he is hitting, he can turn on anything. There's no fastball he can't get to. And then behind the plate, he has flashed his speed and agility a few times today. That one looks very easy, but it wasn't.
Barnes looked quicker out of the batter's box than Valaika did. Now Tony Walters takes inside, 1 ball, no strikes. So Goldschmidt and Martinez home runs for the Diamondbacks this afternoon, and they're up a run on the Padres. Two balls and no strikes to Tony Walters. They're going to the 7th inning at Chase Field. Dodger lead over the Diamondbacks still at 10. There's a strike. 2-1. On August the 25th, the Dodgers were 91-36. As you take a look at the prodigal son, Walker Buehler. August 25th, 91-36. The Dodgers are now 92-55. And a fly ball to right. Here's Granderson. (91-36) to 92-50. Still tough enough road. 2 out. And here is Blackmon, who has walked, scored a run, hit by a pitch, and has been struck out. With LeMahieu on deck. Avalon, this is inside, 1 ball and no strikes. Blackmon's actually been retired. Nothing across. 4 in a row retired by Avalon. At the 7th inning stretch, the Dodgers are down 2. to you by Nissan. Choose Nissan today for great offers on our most exciting lineup ever. Shop ChooseNissan.com. Anything but smooth sailing for the Dodgers these days. They're down 2-0, other half of the 7th inning stretch. And Mike Dunn is on in relief, making his 61st appearance of the year. An ERA just a skosh south of 5, and opponents are hitting .233 against him. Yasiel Puig is going to pinch hit for Andre Ethier to begin the 7th inning. And Kike Hernandez is on deck. So Ethier will likely take over in right. And all things being equal, Granderson will move from right field to left. Puig on the first pitch into shallow right. It's first out. One pitch, one gone, and here's Kike Hernandez.
Hitting for the Dodgers, number 14, Kike Hernandez.
Hernandez at 216. With Taylor on deck, and the Dodgers down 2. One ball and no strikes. As has been the case most of the year, Hernandez has more extra base hits than singles. As he takes inside. 2 balls and no strikes. 34 of his 62 hits are for extra bases. 21 doubles, 2 triples, and 11 home runs. Mike Dunn delivers low, 3-0. Taylor on deck and Seager to follow.
Got to believe Kike is going to take one at least.
Dodgers need a runner. Three and one. Mike Dunn came up in the Yankee organization. Drafted in 2004, then on to Atlanta, the Marlins, and now the Rockies. 3-2 to Kike Hernandez.
Doing what every good hitter would do with a 3-0 count, taking 2 to try and get on, down by 2, especially for the top of the order.
But Hernandez is down on strikes.
And a veteran pitch from Dunn after battling back from 3-0 with 2 fastballs, goes with a 3-2 breaking ball and has Kike way out in front.
Chris Taylor is 0 for 3. Hitless in his last 8 at-bats, and his average has dipped under 300. Fly to right, line to third, and took a call third strike today. And it's 0-1.
The league understands how good Chris Taylor can hit the fastball, so they've been spinning the ball a lot more to him. Dunn starting him off with a slider.
Seager on deck. 1-1 to Chris Taylor. Top of the 7th in Phoenix. Arizona 3-2 over the Padres. Two and 1 to Taylor. While the Dodgers have lost 9 straight, Arizona's won 8 of 10. While the Dodgers have lost 15 out of 20. Arizona's won 15 out of 20. But the Dodgers still have a 10-game lead, and after today, 19 to play. 3 balls and a strike to Taylor. The Silver Fox.
He has done it all and he has seen it all. And he is probably a big-time resource in that clubhouse right now with what they're going through.
LeMahieu throws out Taylor, and that'll end the inning. Dodgers go in order as we head to the 8th. Buehler coming in. For the Dodgers on Thursday, he was impressive in his debut.
Top tier plays, and you flash back. Brought to you by Arco. Walker Buehler's debut. The youngster came out and impressed. Faced the minimum, struck out a couple guys, including the leading hitter in the National League, Charlie Blackmon. Covered first base on a double play in the first inning and really had the butterflies flying in formation. Admitted to the nerves, but made it through unscathed.
So he can flirt with 100 miles an hour. And he'll be facing LeMahieu, Arenado, and Story here in the 8th inning. Rockies 2 runs and 5 hits. The Dodgers no runs and 5 hits. And LeMahieu, who's 1 for 3 today, fouls it off. It's 0-1. Nothing in 2.
Walker Buehler just transferred into the bullpen at the end of the season to get ready for a possible big league call-up. So this is kind of new for him, coming back from Tommy John surgery, the #1 draft pick for the Dodgers in 2015.
At 99, he just misses.
They've simplified the arsenal coming out of the pen, mostly fastballs and curveballs here at the big league level. He also has a changeup and a slider, but we have not featured those yet.
Into center field. That's going to drop in for a base hit. A leadoff single for LeMahieu in the 8th inning.
Third baseman number 28, Nolan Arenado.
The way his first outing started out, giving up a scratch base hit, but then recorded a double play to face the minimum.
Now here's Arenado. Another day at the office against the Dodgers. A single and a home run. He's knocked in 2. Arenado this year against the Dodgers at Dodger Stadium, 4 home runs and 10 runs batted in, and hitting .438. Two balls and no strikes. If there's such a thing as a free and easy 99, this kid's got it.
Like a slider right down the middle that he got completely squeezed on by Mark Wegner. Take a look for yourself. I just don't know where this pitch is other than a strike.
A 4-pitch walk.
I think he got squeezed on that one too. What does PitchCast say? I know Dave Roberts can't believe his eyes. It is right there. They were out calibrating PitchCast and continue to do that throughout the year. Just today, with the bright sunlight, it's a good time to do it. It's a walk that shouldn't have happened.
Trevor Story with 2 on and nobody out. And again, the Dodgers have very little wiggle room the way they've been hitting lately.
You would recognize this, Charlie, but Walker Buehler, when he comes set in the stretch position, has a little Mariano Rivera in him.
Yeah.
With the crunch in and come back and set kind of nonchalantly at the belt.
Rivera had perfect mechanics.
Very efficient.
Nothing was ever out of alignment. There's a strike, and it's 0-1 to Trevor Story. Story has lined out, struck out, and has walked. First and second, nobody out. 8th inning, 2-0 Colorado. And now it's 1-1. Diamondbacks beginning to hit in the bottom of the 7th. They've got a 3-2 lead over the Padres in Phoenix. Carlos Gonzalez on deck. One ball, 2 strikes.
Outstanding presence on the mound right there, giving LeMahieu 2 and 3 looks before he delivers the ball home. A lot of youngsters' second big league outing with his tools could just kind of be consumed by themselves out there, but he is still in tune with the game and what's going on around him.
Here's the 1-2. Story is down on strikes.
Outstanding breaking ball. The same breaking ball that LeMahieu blooped into center. This one a little wider to a right-handed hitter. Gets the swing and miss. And he went with no look at second base to shut the running game down.
Dave Roberts is out to have a chat with young Mr. Buehler. On Friday, an all-new episode of Backstage Dodgers top prospect Walker Buehler. What are the chances? Makes his Dodger debut. We'll follow it for you. Don't miss Backstage Dodgers on Friday after the postgame here on Sportsnet LA. Well, Buehler was terrific in his debut on Thursday night. And here he is with 2 on and 1 out in the 8th. Facing Carlos Gonzalez. That was just a pep talk from Roberts to Buehler. There's nobody warming in the Dodger bullpen.
Might have been an interesting conversation because of the walk that happened, and Dave saying, look, I've seen those pitches. They were strikes, so I've got a lot of confidence in you. You go ahead and continue to attack. This umpire will start to get it right.
One ball and 1 strike.
Not a whisper of action in the Dodger bullpen, so that was strictly a pep talk. There was no decision being made on the trek to the mound.
1-1. 2-1. LeMahieu is at second base and Arenado is at first. Neither of them burners. Cargo on 2-1. 2-2.
Walker Buehler has experienced a lot of firsts. Of course, the big league outing, the first. Well, he had his first 3-1 breaking ball in his life in that outing. With his stuff throughout amateur ball, then professional ball, and all the way to the big leagues, had never thrown a 3-1 breaking ball until his first outing.
The 2-2. I imagine he didn't have to very often.
He didn't, and he didn't ever throw one. It was his comment to some of the guys on the team, his catcher.
Oh, this is how it's done at the major league level, huh?
Well, you finally reached a level where a little bit more strategy is going to be necessary with his tools.
On 3-2, the bases are loaded.
First baseman number 12,
Mark Reynolds. Reynolds is 0 for 3. .28 home runs and 89 runs batted in. And the Dodgers have to extinguish this rocky rally here in the 8th. Now Barnes going to go out and try to settle down Buehler. And Seager joins the conference.
This conversation from Barnes is mainly, your stuff is unbelievable. Let's just get it in the strike zone. It asked for a high fastball, but with 98, 99, and 100 in your arm, you don't have to throw it exclusively high. You can just throw it in the middle of the plate slightly up.
1 ball, no strikes to Mark Reynolds. 2 balls and no strikes.
Time to make an adjustment. I would not go for the belt high fastball here because that's ending up at the shoulders. He should get the target down by the knees, and if it rides a little bit, it'll be just fine.
Reynolds is 5 for 9 with the bases loaded this year. The 2-0. It's now 2 balls and 1 strike.
Outstanding target by Austin Barnes right there. Asked for a low and away fastball, and the ball came out of Walker Buehler's hand with the same pattern. A little too high and a little tail to it, and it ended up perfect.
The 2-1 to Reynolds. Now 3-1. Buehler with Little margin for error. Now it's 3-2.
That was a tester. 3-1, bases loaded, second big league outing. One controversial walk, one walk where you've walked somebody and fallen behind on your own. Come back in there with a strike. Now you get one more of those pitches here, 3-2.
Raimel Tapia, left-handed hitter on deck. It's like Tony Cingrani warming up in the Dodger bullpen. So in all likelihood, Buehler's last batter one way or the other. Into left center. That one is well hit. A grand slam home run for Mark Reynolds. 6-0. Reynolds 6 for 10 this year with the bases loaded. And the Dodgers are getting walloped.
This one hurts in so many different ways. The youngster did a good job getting back into the count, but these are big league hitters, and when you have to throw a strike and you have to throw it over and over again approximately the same speed, they can find a way to get the barrel to the ball. And that one was worth 4 runs.
And a 6-0 Colorado lead for Reynolds, his 5th career grand slam, and for Walker Buehler, the end of the afternoon.
Your attention, please. Now pitching.
BMW. See a Southern California BMW Center today for exceptional offers, or visit SoCalBMW.com. Tony Cingrani now on in relief for the Dodgers. A crushing grand slam, the 5th of his career for Mark Reynolds, has given the Rockies a 6-0 lead for Cingrani, his 40th appearance of the year.
Tony Cingrani there's a short-term plan for him and there's a long-term plan for him. Short-term plan is to compete to be one of the left-handed arms out of the bullpen in October. The long-term plan could be to be in the rotation for these Dodgers.
So Buehler struggles today, and the Dodgers struggles continue. Raimel Tapia swings and misses, and it's 0-1. From June the 7th until August the 26th, the Dodgers went 55-11. They are now in danger of losing their 10th consecutive game.
When that happens, you know, you lose 1 or 2, 3 in a row, guys start talking. You lose 4 or 5, maybe a speech or a meeting happens. You lose as many as they have, you're almost running out of words. or strategies to talk to each other or to talk to the team about how to get it going.
Turner lets it go foul.
Run out of material. We were hoping to get home when they were cold and said, okay, we'll get it going again on the homestand. Well, the homestand didn't go according to plan, and now it's going to be good to get on the road and get on the airplane. If they don't get off this mat, but the way the offense has been going, it looks like they won't.
And they'll be so warmly greeted upon their arrival in San Francisco. On 0-2. The Dodgers, should they end up losing this thing, and it's 6-0. It'll be their longest losing streak, 10 games. Since 1992, 25 years. They've never been swept on a homestand or 5 or more games in franchise history. Tom Murphy is in the on-deck circle to pinch hit. When the Dodgers were going through that remarkable hot streak beginning the 7th of June, we weren't consulting the record books, we were consulting the history books. Well, now we're consulting the history books again. Kershaw will pitch on Tuesday in San Francisco. Tomorrow night, Kenta Maeda and Chris Stratton. First pitch at 7:15. Still just 1 out, 4 in here in the 8th inning. And Tapia won't go away quietly. The Dodgers for so long had the best home record in baseball. They're in danger now of losing their 9th consecutive game at Dodger Stadium. Here's a 3-2. Line drive, past Bellinger into right for a base hit. Tapia's second hit in 4 at-bats today.
Pinch hitter number 23, Tom Murphy.
Now here's Murphy pinch hitting for Dunn, who pitched a perfect inning with a strikeout. Two weeks ago, when life was so good, getaway days, Dave Roberts would talk about, hey, can't wait to get on that happy flight.
Yep. This is not going to be a very happy flight. Fortunately, it's not going to be very long. Just hopping up to San Francisco.
Well, you got 3 in San Francisco. Thursday's an off day. Next weekend in Washington. And next Monday through Thursday in Philadelphia. Diamondbacks leading at 3-2 in the top of the 8th. The Padres hitting at Chase Field. San Diego came up with 6 in the 9th. Come from behind win last night. Strike on the outside corner to Murphy, and it's 0-1. Tom Murphy is 1 for 23. And it's now 0-2. LeMahieu singled, Arenado walked after Story struck out. Gonzalez walked, and Mark Reynolds a grand slam, the 5th of his career. A 4-run 8th for the Rockies. And it's 1-2. In the dirt, Tapia will steal second base, or at least take it as a result of the wild pitch.
Tapia lucky to have all his fingers still. Head first slide there. And all of a sudden, the middle infielders are jumping and coming down as you slide into second. Going over the signs they're going to use with a man on second so the middle infielders can do their shading and understand what's coming.
Cingrani, the 4th Dodger reliever of the day. Rich Hill, 2 runs and 4 hits in 5 innings. Then Fields, Avalon, and then Buehler, who gave up the 4 runs here in the 8th inning. Murphy is down on strikes. That's a second out of the 8th.
Catcher number 14, Tony Walters.
Sweet down in breaking ball from Cingrani.
Tony Walters coming up. And he is 0 for 3. Cingrani delivers a strike, and it's 0-1. Now it's 0-2. I'm not sure anybody saw a 91-36 start for the Dodgers, and I'm not sure anybody saw a 10-game losing streak and 15 out of 16 to follow all that. Into left field for a base hit, and that's the way things have been going for the Dodgers these days. Walters singles to left. Tapia comes in to score the 5th run of the 8th. 7-0.
Center fielder number 19,
Colorado.
Grand slam was hit real hard, but a few other hits in this inning were hit very softly, and the walks have hurt too.
So the Rockies now on the verge of sweeping a 4-game series from the Dodgers. It's Wilmer Font down there. No balls and 2 strikes. Padres failed to score in the top of the 8th. Now it's Arizona's turn. They've got a 3-2 lead on San Diego at Chase Field. The 0-2 swung on and missed strike 3. That will end the inning. Rockies send 9 to the plate. 5 of them score. It's 7-0 as we head to the bottom of the 8th. Play is brought to you by SoCal Gas. For energy efficiency rebates on qualifying appliances, go to SoCalGas.com/rebates. As we head to the bottom half of the 8th inning, Dodgers have 6 outs left. They trail by 7, and Scott Oberg is the 4th Rocky pitcher of the day, making his 57th appearance. He's made a couple of appearances in this series, and he has done well.
He's done well against the Dodgers. It seems like all the Rockies have done well against the Dodgers on this homestand.
Oberg pitched an inning, no runs and a hit yesterday. And he pitched on Thursday. No runs and a hit and 2 strikeouts. He'll be facing Seager, Turner, and Bellinger. Seager is 1 for 3. Play 162 games. You divide it by 354 games, a third of the way. In the first 54 games, the Dodgers were 33-21, outscored the opponents by 8. In the second 54 games, the Dodgers went 43-11, outscored their opponents by 101. In the third, they're on the verge of going 16-19 and being outscored by 10 runs. So it has been a very rugged patch.
It has, and you know they're going to come out of it, but you're to the point now where you hope that a string like this doesn't have a lasting effect. That when they do win a few games, that they can continue doing that and they can find their stride again. Their stride has definitely been broken.
They had a quiet air of invincibility as they were just motoring through everybody. And now they're just quiet. Seager 1 for 3, a single, a strikeout, and a ground out. And a second strikeout. First out of the 8th inning.
Third baseman, number 10, Justin Turner.
Justin Turner is 1 for 3. Turner at .328, the second leading hitter in the league. 1 for 3 this afternoon. And takes a strike. It's 0-1. Turner with 19 home runs on the year. Fouls it back, and it's 0-2.
They have pounded him inside the whole series. He has turned on a few of them and gotten base hits. And a nice job of telling the Rockies to get out of his kitchen.
No balls, 2 strikes to Turner with 1 out in the 8th inning. Oberg. This is just outside, 1-2. Seven runs and 9 hits for the Rockies, including the 5th career grand slam by Mark Reynolds, which has been the backbreaker. Rockies with a run in the first, a run in the third. Arenado a home run today. In fact, Arenado knocked in the first 2 runs of the game for the Rockies. Oberg misses outside. The Nationals won today. They clinched the National League East. And they can move to within 4 of the Dodgers for best record in the National League. Turner's done. There's 2 out.
First baseman number 35, Cody Bellinger.
Bellinger 0 for 2 and a walk. Cody Bellinger sitting on 36 home runs. Takes high and away. 1 ball, no strikes. Bellinger, of course, behind Giancarlo Stanton with 54. But only 2 behind Bellinger is Charlie Blackmon.
Blackmon has had a very impressive series other than the last 3 at-bats where the Dodgers have gotten him out.
2 balls and a strike to Bellinger. If you're looking at the National League's leading hitter, he's got more hits than anybody. He's scored more runs than anybody. Has more triples than anybody. There's a strike. 2-2. 19 games left in the season, and Blackmon is as good a candidate for MVP as anybody.
We'll split some votes with Nolan Arenado, his 3rd baseman. There'll also be some votes that'll go to first place clubs. The Dodgers and the Nationals look like they will get some guys that'll get some votes.
Bellinger strike 3, and that's the way things are going. Oberg strikes out the side, and 7-zip.
Stadium, you can win some fantastic prizes during that final game against the San Francisco Giants that starts at 1:10 in the afternoon. For tickets and a list of prizes that include a pair of season tickets and a trip to spring training, visit Dodgers.com/fan appreciation.
Wilmer Font making his 3rd appearance. Rob Segedin takes over at 3rd base now for the Dodgers. Charlie Culberson at short. And in left field, Okoye Dixon. Trace Thompson is in right. So they're clearing the benches. And the Dodgers will pack up their bats and balls and fly up to San Francisco and hope a change of venue can do them some good.
We definitely need that. San Francisco fans will be revved up to know the slump they're in, so even though they have been knocked out of the race for a long time, their energies will still be high.
So home plate umpire Mark Wegner going over the Dodgers changes with Bud Black. You got Dixon now in left field. Taylor in center. Thompson in right. Second and a third. Culberson at shortstop. And LeMahieu leading it off for the Rockies here in the ninth. Last at bat for San Diego in Arizona, where the Diamondbacks have a 3-2 lead. Long day at the office for the Dodgers, and they're looking to get out of town. 2 balls and a strike to LeMahieu, who is 2 for 4 today. Arenado on deck and Story to follow. Another thing so astonishing about this losing streak, the Dodgers, should this game end as it sure looks like it's going to, will be 500 within the division. For the longest time, they own the Western Division.
When you break down all the statistical categories and separate them in the East, West, Central, Home, Road, it'll be the only category that's 500. Everything else is above 500.
Arenado takes a breaking ball for a strike. Nothing in one. Time for the Morongo Casino slow-mo cam. It may have gone in slow, but it went out in a hurry.
Third inning home run from Nolan Arenado made the game 2-0. That's when it was a contest.
In this 4-game series, the Dodgers led in it for a total of 4 innings. 1-2. Logan Forsythe. Padres are down to their final out. Rodney, who melted down yesterday for Arizona, so Archie Bradley is in the process of closing the door. Trevor Story 0 for 3 and a walk. Rockies 7 runs and 9 hits. Dodgers no runs and 6. Font delivers a strike, and it's 0-1. Font with a terrific year at AAA. So he earned his way here. (10-8) and a .342 earned run average in 25 starts. And struck out 178 hitters. But that one is walloped to left center and gone. Trevor Story with a home run. It is now 8-0. Colorado.
Rockies have shown that they can hit the high fastball in this series. Cardinals hit one like that. Arenado's hit one. Story. Mark Reynolds. They are getting on top of the high cheese, and that one wasn't even that high. That was just center cut mid-belt.
And at that moment of impact, the Diamondbacks beat the Padres 3-2. And so the Dodger lead at the end of the day will be down to 9 with 19 to play.
It's been a long time since it's been single digits.
Past Bellinger. Gonzalez on his way to second base. Throw gets past Forsythe, but backed up by Okoye Dixon.
Number 12, Mark Reynolds.
That throw getting past at second base is just bad presentation. It can happen. It's just poor timing when you're down at home and about to get swept and it's 8-0 and the ball starts floating around the field.
Last time the Dodgers had a lead of less than 10 games, July 22nd. They led the Diamondbacks by 9.5 after the Dodgers had beaten the Braves. And the Dodgers started to get hot, then real hot, and real hot, and real cold. Here's the 1-0. 1 ball, 1 strike. What's fascinating is you talk to the players, you talk to the Rockies, you talk to writers, reporters, broadcasters, everybody asks what's going on, and nobody's got an answer. Here's the 1-1. Swing and a miss. 1 ball, 2 strikes. It was Mark Reynolds who hit the grand slam off Walker Buehler in the 8th inning. That put this game out of reach. Gonzalez 2 for 4, a walk and a run scored today at second base. Trace Thompson, that's going to do it. Last licks. Rockies 8-0.
Play of the game, the grand slam by Mark Reynolds in the 8th that really put this game away. Yes, the Dodgers have 3 outs to come back, down 8-0. But that was a big blow that really separated the Rockies from the Dodger Blue.
For Reynolds, his 5th career grand slam. And the Rockies 3 outs away from winning 6 of their last 7. And the Dodgers 3 outs away from losing their 10th consecutive game and their 15th in their last 16. Well, they still have a 9-game lead over Arizona. Their lead over Washington is now down to 4. And suddenly that next weekend series in Washington becomes a very big deal for home field advantage throughout the playoffs.
There was a point in the season about 2-3 weeks ago that the final 6 games here at Dodger Stadium were probably going to be inconsequential. It would be time to just come out and enjoy the Dodgers and watch them finish off a historic season. But now you should get your tickets. The 22nd through the 27th with the Giants and the Padres, you should come out and help pull for this team.
Alex Verdugo takes high, 1 ball, no strikes, his first at bat. Eight runs and 11 hits. Colorado, no runs, 6 hits for the Dodgers. Verdugo with a fly ball, well hit to left center. It's well hit, and it is gone. A home run. Alex Verdugo's first big league home run. Well, there goes the shutout. But for Verdugo, the first home run in his big league career.
Would be a very subdued celebration in the Dodger dugout if it was a veteran, but since it's Alex first, they all get up to give him the high five. Down 8-1, but a big moment for Alex Verdugo.
And he went the other way. And Verdugo not known really as a power hitter as so much as a line drive spray hitter. So he hits one out. And the Dodgers finally have a run on the board.
Fastball he stays on, stayed inside it, drove it that way. A swing and power that we see like from the likes of Corey Seager.
Charlie Culberson's first at bat of the day. One ball and 1 strike.
Sure, Alex Torres, the head clubhouse man, will do something out there in left field. Send a couple of clubhouse kids out there to try and find that ball for Alex and make a trade. With the way that the stands have cleared out there in left field and in right field, should be pretty easy to find who has that ball.
And not a difficult negotiation. Culberson bloops one into center field. John Peterson's going to come up.
Number 31, John Peterson.
And he'll be pinch hitting. Just remembering back. The last game of the 2005 season, the Dodgers were about to finish 20 games under 500 in San Diego. And a journeyman by the name of Mike Edwards hit a home run in the 7th or 8th inning. This is at Petco, I think, in his 2nd year. Somebody catches it. Dodgers send somebody out to try to get the ball and negotiate. The guy wouldn't give up the ball. Mike Edwards, the only home run in his life, and he couldn't get it on the last day of the season.
I'm sure the negotiation too was he was going to get something a lot more valuable than that.
Than a Mike Edwards home run ball.
I'm sure he was going to get a bat and a few balls.
Well, he ended up with the Mike Edwards home run ball, period. End of story, and it was just wrong. 2 balls and no strikes to Peterson. Dodgers with a run in the bottom of the 9th. Verdugo, the leadoff pinch hit home run. Culberson, the bloop single. Peterson takes low, 3-0. A 4-pitch walk.
Right field.
Ottavino from Brooklyn, thinking to himself, forget about it. And here's Trace Thompson coming up. His first at-bat of the day. First and second, nobody out. Verdugo the pinch hit home run. Culberson a bloop single. The Peterson walk. And now Thompson takes a strike.
Sorry, Charlie. There's the ball for Alex Verdugo, and they're going to trade it. Fantastic fans. Way to go. Alex Torres is out there, going to walk them down towards the Dodger locker room. They'll probably even get to meet Alex as they trade for that.
One and one to Trace Thompson. Rob Segedin is on deck. The grand slam by Mark Reynolds, the backbreaker. Now the Dodgers trying to do the near impossible. Into short left, that's Raimel Tapia. One out in the ninth.
Third baseman
Segedin coming up.
Rob Segedin.
Segedin had an injury-plagued year. Strained big toe. Injured his wrist, had subsequent surgery, and missed 102 games. Two on, one out, bottom of the ninth. One ball, one strike. At the moment, it says it's 83 degrees. Game time temperature was 92, and Ottavino's dressed like it's the middle of the winter. One and two. Chris Taylor is on deck. Rockies with a run in the first and one in the third. 5 in the eighth and 1 in the ninth. Now 2 and 2 to Segedin. Ottavino went to school in Boston at Northeastern. The 2-2. It's now 3 balls and 2 strikes. Ottavino with some bullpen activity breathing down his neck. Ottavino made his major league debut with the Cardinals in 2010. On 3 and 2, Segedin fouls it back. So Ottavino about to throw his 20th pitch. Still just one out here in the 9th. Jake McGee, the lefty, warming in the Rocky bullpen. Seguin is down on strikes. And the Dodgers now down to their final out.
Number 3, Chris Taylor.
Chris Taylor 0 for 4 today. 8 runs, 11 hits for the Rockies, and 1 run, 8 hits for the Dodgers.
Dodgers will get on the plane to San Francisco, and I think that when they get there, because it's going to be the dinner time hour, that they will not go their separate ways. I will bet you there will be a team dinner or something going on where they get together.
Taylor takes outside, 1 ball, no strikes. So the Reynolds grand slam, the backbreaker, and 2 of the Dodgers' elder statesmen, Messrs. Utley and Gonzalez. Two out, 9th inning. 1 ball, 1 strike. Long day at the yard for the Dodgers, and it's been that way for a while now. Two balls and 1 strike. Two and 2. The Dodgers on the verge of becoming just the 4th team in history to win 14 out of 15 in the same season that they've lost 14 out of 15. The 14 Pirates, 1914. The 55 Phillies, the 59 Kansas City A's. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 out. Taylor is done. So is the homestand. The Dodgers have lost 10 in a row and 15 of their last 16. As the Rockies lay waste to them today, 8-1. So that is a wrap for us. Reynolds, the grand slam. 8-1 the final. For Oral Hershiser, Kelly Tennant, Charlie Steiner, and good night and goodbye from Dodger Stadium. Up next, Access Sportsnet, brought to you by your Southern California Nissan dealers. Next stop, San Francisco.